Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. The console war is over. The exclusivity war is over. I declare it. It is over. It has been over for a time, but persons were not seeing the writing on the wall. But I'm going to point out 4 facts that leads to no other conclusion than this thing is done, over, and for me, that's the right choice. I'm happy that we're done with all of this console war, exclusivity to a certain degree nonsense. I'm so happy it's finally gonna be over. And so we're gonna go into it. 4 things, and all of them happen to happen in July. So July was a real pivotal month. July was a real pivotal month for the gaming industry. Let's just say summer of 2025 was one of the most pivotal moments in the gaming industry. So let's get into it. So let's go with from Sony's end. Right, we saw Sony launching, should I say, a job listing. Many people already spoke about it, including myself. But that's one of the 4 that I'm showing you declaring the war is over. So they made a post for a job, senior director, multiplatform and account management, and so a lot of persons are taking this and saying, okay, Sony is going to go full third-party publishing. I personally think they're already there, but others, those PlayStation fans, they don't think so. But I am telling you that they were there. Nonetheless, here's an official job listing for director, multi-platform, and account management. And so we are talking about someone within Sony in charge of seeking how they can explore venturing on other platforms. They mention all of them, right? They mention all. Epic Games Store, Xbox, all. No man get left behind in this one. So that's one of the 4 indicators that this console war, this exclusivity war is over. Whether Sony decide to go day and date or whatever, 6 months, 2 years, a year, whatever. As we knew it, the exclusivity war is over. Next one, the market itself. Now, IGN, along with GameIndustry.biz, they did this thing called 2025 Gaming Trends. And some things really stood out to me that indicated that, yeah, console war is over. 1, the increasing rise of mobile gaming, and the fact that right here, 93% of Gen Alpha prefer playing on mobile. 93% of Gen Alpha. Some millennials too, 32, but 93%. And so you know that most of these gaming companies might look for a mobile solution. Xbox already venturing there because Activision King, ABK, Activision King. King is one of the kings in mobile gaming. But just focus on this here. Gen Alpha. So sooner or later, X and millennials, we are going to be in the minority sooner or later. And so a next striking thing here shows that loyalty is dead among this generation. Millennials and Gen X tend to be loyal to platforms or genres. No, the younger generation tends to be more loyal to specific experiences. They no longer identify as gamers, they identify as players of specific games. What does that mean? These kids today, they don't care about Xbox, PlayStation, nothing. All they want to know, my Roblox, my Fortnite, whatever it might be, I'm able to play it. It could be on a TV, it could be on a Matchbox, it could be on a phone, on a tablet, whatever it is. All they want to know is, yeah, I'm playing my Roblox. And the numbers don't lie. Look at this. They say in June of 2022, Roblox had 3.8 million. 3.8 million concurrent players. That's in 2022. Fast forward, 2025. 25 million. More than 25 million concurrent players. Fortnite 2 has grown, right? 1.7 million concurrent players. And sometimes they have a spike in 50 when they had the Marvel Galactus event. So what we're saying here is that Roblox, Fortnite, black hole games, free-to-play games. They are dominating the industry. And where are they? All over Xbox, PlayStation, tablet, mobile, everything. And people, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they want to know that if I'm playing Roblox here, I can log off and jump onto my Xbox, onto my PlayStation, and pick up right where I left off. So right there, you know, we ain't doing no warring story. It's about our experience. We want to jump from one to the next. And so that to me is an indicator again of the death of the console war, the death of exclusivity, because there's no war. These Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, they just want to know they are playing via game, via Roblox, via Fortnite. They don't care where they're playing it on. I have a son, 5, Roblox, and I have my Xbox. He plays it there. He have Amazon Kindle, plays it there. Phone, plays it there. So they don't care about any kind of plastic box. All right, so the third one is the fact that look at what Xbox has done on PlayStation. Xbox's third-party strategy. Look at what it did on PlayStation. Of the top 10 games, best-selling games on the PlayStation Store, or on PlayStation in general, Xbox has 6. 60% of the top 10 games bought on the Sony platform, Microsoft published 6. 6 of the top 10. Sony themselves only 1, 2. MLB The Show, Death Stranding, that's it. Namco Bandai and Ubisoft makes up the others. Microsoft is dominating on a rival platform. So you want to tell me Sony ain't see that? Sony seeing this? And so Sony is going to realize, wait, money to make, money there to make. And so it will be hard pressed to see Sony maintaining the exclusivity, their one platform thing for much longer. A lot of third party have just abandoned the whole thing. You hear Square Enix saying that they regret doing the exclusive thing with Final Fantasy. And so you see Final Fantasy 16 launched on the Xbox this summer. And they're gonna bring the whole slate, right, to Xbox. This exclusivity thing is done. No matter how much 77 million install base Sony might have, a little 2 million, 3 million sales from the Xbox people, that's bank for them. Remember, Sony's main revenue earner is the PlayStation. The movies ain't doing as well. Their phones are not doing as well. Their TVs are not doing as well. Cameras, they're still doing because they make some of the best lens. So, of course, cameras. But PlayStation is their main revenue earner. And so they're going to broaden. They already mentioned it, that they want to broaden their player base. And how do you do that? Cross-platform, multi-platform strategy. PC, Xbox, Switch. That is why Sony fighting so hard for games with service. Because if you're telling me that games like Fortnite and games like Apex and games like Roblox and Minecraft raking in so much money, billions, the money they spend on Concord look like chump change. And so of course they're going to try for a live service. Got money there, money to be made. So this year is the third strike against the console war. Third strike against the exclusivity. They're not in any particular order. Alright, and of course, I mean, before I jump off of that, you understand that Forza sold about 3 million? About 3 million copies sold? 3 million copies sold on PlayStation? Forza, 3 million copies sold? Money to be made. And so I'm of the view Sony gonna follow suit just now. Alright, and of course the last one I'm gonna look at today, Microsoft had their earnings call. So they had the earnings for the year, and it was announced in July. And these numbers for the gaming section is impressive. Over the year, Microsoft Gaming Division earned more than $23 billion. That's a record. And yet they're laying off people, right? So yeah, I just can't understand corporations. You made $23 billion, it's record profit, record earnings, and you're laying off people. I just can't get it to add up. But either way, it's about the bottom line. So they made 23 billion, and guess what? Game Pass. Out of the 23 billion, 5 billion was generated by Game Pass. 5 billion was generated by Game Pass. So money is there to be made. So imagine Sony seeing all this money being made from Xbox. 23 billion in the gaming division. Cloud gaming skyrocketing, 500 million hours. Nobody care about hardware. Microsoft don't say that's one of the reasons, because look at that. Hardware fell 25%, yet earnings on a whole 23 billion. So you see, the console war doesn't really matter. Nobody care about a plastic box anymore. Microsoft sure doesn't. Play it anywhere, man. PC, Xbox, tablet, phone, anywhere. The studio is currently working on nearly 40 new games, and you know they're going to spread the love with these 40 games. They're going to spread the love across all the platforms. So again, money to be made. And so these are the death knells of the console war era, the exclusivity era. It's done, dusted. And ultimately, we know that the real truth as to why this is going to happen is because of money. Money there. Companies want exponential growth. And so if they see a window, they're going to jump through it. They don't care about all those fanboys crying about, oh, if you put my PlayStation games on Xbox, I'm done with you for life. That's a minority. A very vocal minority. Most of us today, I got two systems, as I said before. The other day, I wanted to play Warhammer 40k. Space Marine 2. Wanted to play that so bad. Because I already said I'm not buying any games for $70 or $80. So what did I do? Jump on the Xbox store. $60, $69, $70. I said, okay, no. Jump on the PlayStation store. Sale. 43% off, 45% off. Yeah? Half price? I good to go. So I bought the game on my PlayStation 5. I'm not going to be all loyal and what and say, oh man, I'm an Xbox fan and I'm going to buy it for full price on the Xbox. What does that get me? Developers are getting paid already. I ain't playing that kind of game. So you see, you can have savings if you buy the two systems. In the long run, you can have significant savings. Because sometimes Game Pass come through. Like I said, I played Clay Expedition, South of Midnight, Doom, some other games, all for just $20. Get my experience, save money. Right? So the industry is changing, it's shifting. Microsoft knows it, Sony knows it, Nintendo in their own little cocoon, so I don't know about them. They're good where they're at, they're making the money. They're gonna nickel and dime the fans to death. That's why they're gonna make the money. But yeah, the gaming war, the console war, the exclusivity war, it's over, folks. I call it now, it's over.